CQ, CQ, CQ. This is N4NT. The name is Adam, and I'll be the net control for the Tri-Cities Mountain Empire 10-meter net. This net has no set schedule. We meet on Fridays at 7 p.m. if we have a net controller available. Check our local club's Facebook pages, and we'll also send out notifications via email and on local nets when we do have people available. Check-ins will be acknowledged in the order in which they check in, and all check-ins are welcome to make comments and or work any other stations on the net for contact. This net runs a NetLogger session while in operation, and you can download NetLogger for free at www.netlogger.org, or you can view the NetLogger session on any internet-capable device at K3CLR, that's Kilo 3 Charlie Lima Romeo.com. Okay, before we begin, we'll, as customary with our Tri-Cities Mountain Empire nets, we'll have the Pledge of Allegiance. So if you have an American flag somewhere close by, if you want to stand and face that, and remove any headgear, and place your hand over your heart, veterans may render a salute, and repeat after me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, and looks like once again we are joined by the 443.000 local FM repeater. So we'll be getting some check-ins, I'm sure, that way, as well as on 10 meters. We'll just make general calls for check-ins, and if there starts to be some type of overlap, we'll separate it and do it that way. But at this time, we'll now take check-ins from any station. So if you would, please give your call sign, name, and location when checking in. All right, we picked up KD4 WMX, Ken, coming in through the 443 repeater from quiet Lodi, Virginia. And Dallas, which I know you're probably listening, the audio is sounding really good. I'm strictly listening to 10 meters and not listening to the 443 in addition, and I can understand what everyone's saying, so it's doing a really great job. All right, are there any other stations that would like to check in? Please call now. All right, Dallas, got you on the list, and thanks for joining us, and appreciate that link that you're bringing us. It's doing a really good job. Any other stations like to check into the Tri-Cities Mountain Empire 10-meter net, please call.
Net control, please check in Whiskey 4 Delta Whiskey November, Nick and Joe Howie.
All right, we picked up Nick, W4DWN in Chilhowie. Good to have you tonight, Nick. Any other stations, please call.
Echo, 316 Kilo Whiskey
Okay, Sam, got you on the list there, KW4YT. Just saw you pop up on the net logger window there as well. Good to have you tonight. We'll come back for some comments. Any other station?
Net control, check in Whiskey Echo 4, Alpha Whiskey Juliet, Emmett and Bristol, 10 meters.
All right, Emmett, WE4AWJ on the Virginia side of Bristol, joined us with through 10 meters. Good to have you tonight, Emmett. We'll be back for some comments, and I've got some promising news or good news that I'll put out over the net here later after we do some check-ins and comments. Any other stations that would like to check into the Tri-Cities Mountain Empire 10-meter net, please call. Okay, we'll go back and get some comments here in just a second. Before we do, I'll make a quick update for well, this really affects everybody in the local area, but it's a little project that the Bristol Club has got going on. If some of you were familiar with the 147.000 repeater that was located in Bluntville, it was just a local area repeater. The owner of that repeater donated that to the Bristol Club, and the people that owned the site where it is setting wanted it removed. So I went today and got some of that the stuff we need. I got the duplexers, which was in a pretty large cabinet, so I couldn't haul any other parts with me today. But what we're going to try to do is put that repeater or put that duplexer up at the current Bristol repeater site, the 146670, and then take the new fusion repeater and connect it to that duplexer and another antenna that's up there and put it on the 147.000 repeater, make it a full-time fusion repeater, and then return the 67 repeater back to a full-time analog and have just two separate repeaters, so that way we don't have to run AMS and risk one interfering with the other. So with that piece of equipment in hand, I can actually get the ball rolling on that, and I may even try to go up sometime over this weekend and see what I need to do, and might be able to get things hooked up and test it. So let me unkey for a second before I time out the repeater over there. All right, so I wanted to put that little bit of information out there, and so we'll go ahead and get rolling with some comments from our check-ins. So up first, we've got Ken in Quiet Lodi, Virginia, KD4 WMX. Good evening, Ken.
Well, good evening, Adam. Quiet Lodi, it is quiet. Appreciate you doing that. Well, I might figure out how you just send me the sideband on 443 repeater, but I don't need that. I just on the super radio and I can talk on it. But appreciate you doing that. Also, segment 3, everybody. Forward here, I'm on Futurenet. This is 84 WMX. Back to net control. 4 WMX clear.
All right, Ken, thank you for joining us tonight. And like I said, the transfer from the FM audio to the sideband is working pretty good tonight, because I monitor 443 as a backup, but I'm not having to turn that channel or that radio up. I'm listening to everything straight through 10 meters. Up next, we have KD4 CCO, Dallas, the one that's making all that possible. Good evening, Dallas.
Well, good evening, everybody on the net. Well, Nick helped me out a lot getting the levels close to being right when it comes to doing the selecting. We practiced on it yesterday and again today, trying to get everything squared away. And it just didn't seem quite right when we were testing, but it seems to be working better tonight than it was during our test. So that's all well and done. Yeah, the way this thing works is I've got my 991 set up to receive single sideband, the 28.474 frequency. It passes it on to the internet. The internet passes it on to Chilhowie at Nick's residence. Nick's got a FRI 200, and he's decoding it. It's his analog, and he's decoding it from the internet and passing it on, transmitting it on to the 443. So it's simultaneously transmitted at two different locations. At Adam's house, he's transmitting on 10 meters. At my house, I'm transmitting on 10 meters as well as 443. And of course, 443 is transmitting from White Top Mountain. I hope that explains how we're doing this. Back to net control. This is KD4 CCO.
Well, good deal. And yeah, I kind of stuttered over my words there for a second because I'd meant to throw in Nick's contribution to that as well. And I've heard you guys testing it out and stuff. And it's really a neat thing. And that's the awesome part of being in this portion of the 10-meter band is it's any licensee can be here with us, and with the new format, I guess if there's any novices out there, we could handle that third party somehow. But those are few and far between. But anybody technician and above can be on either one of these bands, so that brings everything together and gets us some more participation. So we certainly appreciate both of you guys doing that. And speaking of Nick, he is up next, W4DWN. Good evening, Nick. W4DWN, you're up next, Nick. Are you with us? Okay, well maybe he got a phone call or something. We'll certainly let him back in there later on if he makes it back in. No problem at all. Well, up next we have Sam, KW4YT, one of my old friends from my early days of EMS. There, Sam. How are you tonight? Go ahead.
I'm doing very well. Adam, I'm just been venturing around along with FTA here recently and enjoying that pretty well. I tried to actually connect via the radio on the 10 meter, but I couldn't seem to hit you in Bristol, so I'm on the 443 talking this way. But things going well here. It's a beautiful day today and enjoyed that pretty well. And, like I said, I've just been enjoying a lot of FTA. Right now I'm trying to hit a guy in Spain, but -7 I should be able to hit him, but well, we'll have to see how it goes. I'll just keep trying. Anyway, this is KW4YT, back to net control, 73.
Okay, Sam, yeah, thanks for doing this tonight, and hopefully if these sunspots and stuff kind of treat us right, maybe we can get some propagation where that'll work. Or another thing I hope to see is if we get enough participation that there might be a station between you and I that and other stations that we can do some relaying in and that kind of thing and get folks in that way. Because one of the things that we do with this net too is if anybody wants to work each other on the 10-meter band and make a contact and exchange QSL cards and all that, well, you're certainly welcome to do that as well. Up next we have Emmett, WE4AWJ. He's joined us through the 10-meter side there. Good evening, Emmett.
Well, good evening, and everybody on the net. WE4AWJ. It's the first time I've been on 10 meters in 5 years. I don't know if I'm making it out right. I'm not sure I've even got my radio tuned exactly right for it. Anyway, that's pretty much it with me. The bands are opening. So with that, we'll turn it back to net control. It's WE4AWJ.
Okay, Emmett. Yeah, you're 20 over here at my place. Thanks for checking in tonight, and I'm sure you're making it to Dallas there, where he's got the setup to go out over 443. So yeah, you're sounding good audio and everything. Yeah, maybe we can if we can get this rolling, especially through the winter months and stuff. We might be able to get a local rag chew going or something on 10 meters, and that way we can make use of the band and the equipment that everybody has. All right, I'm going to do something unique since we're doing a HF net, and I need to. It's probably been well over 10 minutes, and I kind of forget. I get spoiled by Fusion, but I'm going to ID, but I'm going to use my bencher paddle and actually ID with CW. So stand by just a second. After that, we'll take some check-in. Yeah, I got to check the settings on it. The one of the sides for some reason isn't making contact. So this is N4NT with the Tri-Cities Mountain Empire net. Is there any other stations that would like to check in? Please call. All right, let me check in here again with Nick. W4DWN. Did you make it back in, Nick?
Yes, W4DWN. I know my audio's low. Relaying some other traffic here, but definitely appreciate you calling us. I hope everybody's having a good evening. But I ain't run. I'll be monitoring on the side. W4DWN.
Okay, Nick, good to have you tonight, and appreciate you checking in. Yeah, for some reason a setting has changed on my radio and my bencher paddle, which I used this time last week. The one side of it, it's set up. There's a setting that you can change in the radio, and it makes it like a straight key, and you just use one side of it. And I've gotten so used to the paddles that I'd have to really concentrate to get the straight key to work. But anyway, are there any other stations out there that would like to check in with us tonight? Okay, is there anyone that's checked in that wants to make a contact or anything with anyone else? Okay, just a reminder, tonight's net is being broadcast on YouTube Live, and then it'll also be there to listen to later. So if you want to check that out and see how everybody sounds coming through the 10-meter band, how your audio sounded from the FM side, or if you were coming straight to us on 10-meter, you can check that out. It's pretty neat. But anyway, I have one more thing I'll mention real quick, and then we'll see if there's any more check-ins, and if there is none, we'll close up. Anyway, one of the things that I'm trying to do to promote these nets that we have with the Fusion net, and then this one as well, on the Tri-Cities Mountain Empire net website and Facebook page, which I'm still working on the website, but on the Facebook page, just change the name from Fusion Net to Nets or Net, and that way whatever band we want to operate on, whatever mode we want to operate on, well, that's covered. You know, we initially kind of started that name to because we had a fusion net and we had Bristol and Mears joining in, and it was also to kind of encourage some other clubs around the area, as well as just groups of people and repeater owners to join in with us. And let me reset or let the 443 reset. So something unique. I actually got the idea from a local ham. Something I've done to kind of promote the nets and give it a solid identity with that. And of course, the intention in doing this is not to make it a club or try to replace any of the local clubs by any means. It's simply a coordination of nets that we want to involve all the local clubs. But we actually did the paperwork and got and applied for a call sign for the Tri-Cities Mountain Empire nets, and so that's the main purpose of it. Now there is a second purpose that's a little bit selfish to me, I'm going to admit. But once everything is rolling, I'm going to try to get a vanity call sign and use my original issued call sign when I got licensed. And the purpose of that is that way we can put that on the node, the main node that we have here, and when people see that flash across the screen, they look up that call sign on QRZ or something, then we can put out information about the nets, and that's mainly what it does, and just gives the nets a solid identity. And you know, what we try to do is encourage the local amateurs, the local clubs, and everything in the area to join up with us, as well as people around the world. So anyway, just wanted to throw that out there. That was a little easier to explain over the air or whatever than trying to send out emails or texts or whatever. But with that being said, I want to check one more time and see, are there any other stations that would like to check in, or any current checked-in stations with any further comments? Please call now. All right, we got KM4X, Gary. We're kind of in the twilight here, so we'll go ahead and turn it over to you for some comments. Gary, go ahead.
Okay. Well, I got in here a little bit late, but I was trying to hook up with you on 10. I'm hearing you about an S2 up here, Adam. Real good copy. But, of course, I wasn't been able to get to you. I tried a couple of times there. But I'm on a 75-meter antenna, and SWR is tremendous. So, but I am receiving you. I'll say about an S2 up here, so good quality up here on tri-band. I thought you might need to know that. But if I had a 10-meter antenna resonance on 10, I mean, I could get to you pretty well, probably. So, yeah, that's a pretty good thing going here, and just interesting to copy the delay coming through on 443 here as compared to what's out there on 10 direct. So that's to be expected from the link through the internet. So very good. That sounds like a good thing to try out the new tricks. So I'll check out, and everybody else that's on here, good evening to them also. KM4X clear.
All right, Gary. Thanks for checking in tonight. Thanks for that signal report. That's good to know, because I actually invested in a 10-meter vertical antenna. It's made for the 10-meter band, and I actually I even adjusted it mostly for this frequency right here, which I can cover the whole band, you know, without a tuner. But it's supposed to be best right here in this general area. So that's good to know that it's getting out there and made an improvement. When I did these nets last year, I was just using like an inverted L or an 80-meter dipole, and hitting the tuner and doing that. And so I was sure that going this route, especially trying to make local contacts, that would probably be a vast improvement. So that's good to know. Appreciate that. All right, are there any other stations that would like to check in? Okay, before we close up, does anyone else have anything for the net tonight? Okay, hearing none, we had 7 check-ins tonight, counting net control. We covered 2 states, but that's easy to do in this area. I do have the unique distinction of being the only Tennessee station tonight, but that got us Virginia and Tennessee covered. So be sure and check us out on YouTube if you want to play the net back and listen to it. And hopefully, as propagation improves, we might get some more check-ins out of the area as well, and we'll try to be back here. I've got to work next Friday evening, so I won't be able to be in here. So if we get a net control for next Friday, I'll put it out over the internet. If we don't, then I will try to be here the following Friday when I'm off work. So thanks to everybody that checked in, and this is N4NT with the Tri-Cities Mountain Empire 10-meter net, now closing the net at 7:27 p.m. Eastern Time. 7-3 and good night from N4NT.